Father, we bless you. Let your name be exalted in the name of Jesus. This is Joseph, part 24. We're going to take our text from Genesis chapter 42 from verse 1 to 4. The moment Jacob saw that the only place where corn can be found is Egypt, he challenged his sons and said, "Why do you sit here to look at one another?" He spoke to his sons and said, "Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Go there, buy for us that we may live." The word corn here is not just talking about maize. It can be referred to as several varieties of food. The corn there was like a collective name for the things harvested as food. Then, all that the Egyptian gathered was not just maize. They gathered other things too. So the maize, the corn there was just like a collective name for the food. If all that the Egyptian gathered was just maize, then they would not have gained power and prominence in the season of scarcity. So when you hear corn in this context, you must begin to see it as varieties of food. Jacob said to his sons, "I heard that there is corn in Egypt." My question for you is, what do you hear? Do you value information or you believe they don't matter? How open are you to learn new things? If Jacob have not discovered that there was corn in Egypt, he would have died of starvation. So the sons are there with their strength, but yes, they lack information. The sons are there with their strength, with their agility, with their muscles, but they lack revelation. It was until the father said, "I heard that there is corn in Egypt," that they moved. And that explains some of the things that happens now. It's only the older ones that listen to news. The younger ones feel there's no need to listen to the news. So it is now the older that is now more updated than the younger. This is what is happening in the family of Jacob here. Everybody was seated, and there is famine. They were seated, having no idea of any way to bring solution until Jacob, the man who values information, said, "I heard that there is corn in Egypt." If you value information, you will save your life from a lot of danger. Don't but because he discovered where food was, he was able to save his family and himself from starvation. That is why it is important to know and believe that knowledge is power. So, it was on the strength of Jacob's knowledge about where food was that made the children go after it. Another thing to note here is that when they knew where the food was, they were bold to go there because they have something that can be used to purchase the food. They don't have food, but at least they have money. So with what they have, they can secure what they don't have. It is not enough to know where what you need is located. You will need to possess the required substance with which you can acquire it. What you already have can determine what you will soon have. Any need you are not equipped for will never come to you. Any need you are not equipped for will never come to you. It is not about how badly you need it, but about how prepared you are for it. In verse 3, the Bible reveals that Joseph's 10 brothers went down to Egypt to buy corn. They were supposed to be 11, but 10 of them went to Egypt. One of the boys was kept back, and in order for the Bible not to leave us in the dark, the reason for the last born's stay back was given in verse 4. The father didn't allow Benjamin to follow them because he didn't want any evil to befall him, just the same way Joseph was in the midst of his 10 brothers, but yet he wasn't safe. Those who are to guide him were the ones that exposed him to danger and pain. So in order for what happened to Joseph not to happen to Benjamin, the father asked him to stay back. So that was why instead of Jacob sending all the 11, he sent the 10. They were 10 because Benjamin was not allowed to go. Because even at that point, their father no longer trusts the elderly ones because he knows anything bad can happen to Benjamin, just like it happened to Joseph. Benjamin was the one the father actually asked to stay back. It is important to know that Joseph's father did not know that his son was still alive. So he believed Joseph is dead. So it was that fear that made him keep, Benjamin back, that you will not go because I don't want you to die like Joseph. To Jacob, all he believed was that Joseph had died many years ago. So in view of this, only 10 brothers went to Egypt to get corn instead of 11 because he wanted to save the lastborn from death. May the Lord grant you grace in the name of Jesus. What we do actually matters a lot. Let's ensure that we'll secure a good reputation before God and before men. Let's have a good testimony before God and a good reputation before men. I pray the Lord will give us grace in the name of Jesus. This is the wisdom of God. Don't sell it.